every day that passes, Sandra, has brought new insight into the atrocities committed against Israeli civilians by Hamas. Our next guest has spent over 3 decades collecting corpses around the world, but says he has never seen something as horrific as this. Yossi Landau joins us now. He is the head of operations for the southern region of Zaka, that is Israel's volunteer civilian emergency response organization. Yossi, thank you so much for being with us. Zaka and the vests that you are wearing are a common sight for television viewers in the United States. Every time there was a suicide bombing or some other kind of an attack in Israel, Zaka is the first to get there. You've been doing this for 3 decades. Did anything prepare you for what you saw 10 days ago?
No, not at all. I can't say that I'm used to disasters because no one is used to disasters, but I went through a lot. If it's natural disasters or attacks, it's 9/11 attack, or it was in Surfside and in Miami, I was there. But something like this is the... I can't call them animals. I can't. It's a shame for the animals, but they came in and killing, just for killing and brutality and taking pregnant woman. I will say it, even though it's very hard for me. I saw it and I was there. The pregnant woman was lying on the floor. Her baby turned her over. Her stomach was butchered open. She had the baby, the infant, the unborn infant, still connected to the cord, with the cord, stabbed, and she was shot in the back.
You and your group retrieved 150 bodies.
No, 700.
I mean, just your team.
Just my team is 700.
Just your team is 700 now.
700 bodies as of today.
Oh my Lord.
700 bodies.
I read one account of your efforts to go in and retrieve the bodies. You said when you went into Kibbutz Be'eri, which is very close to Gaza, which was a kibbutz which was an absolute slaughter, you said even with your experience, you reached a breaking point. Tell me about that day.
That's correct. When we went in, the first house that we went in and we saw parents, father and mother, tied to the back, and against them there was a boy and a girl, small children, exactly against them, tied in the back. They were tortured. Father was missing an eye, was missing body parts from the children, and they were sitting in the middle. This terrorist sitting in the middle, eating the meal of this family. The holiday meal they were eating over there while torturing the children in front. Now, when you go into such a place, you use imagination. As I said, those bodies were talking to us. They were just talking to us. They explained us. They gave us the story. We saw that. It never happened to us. I went into with my group and they broke. They said, we can't do it. I took them and I told them, with this suit, with everything, we're going to sit now with the blood. We're going to sit down. We're going to sing a song. It's like we sit with the family and let's get some more courage because we have a mission to finish.
And you did that and you went back in.
I went back in. Then I saw much more that I can't even explain it.
You were in New York City on 9/11. You participated in the first response to that. The word here in Israel is that this is Israel's 9/11. Is that how you would describe it?
Even more. 9/11, you're talking about 3,000 people, something like that, 3,500 people. And the Twin Towers were 250 million people in New York. Over here we have 8 million people, 9 million people. And they were killed, brutally. They were tortured. I would say 80% were shot in the back. And not once, or burned. I was today by a funeral of a family that I took them out. They made them, this terrorist made this family to go into a room and hug each other, and they burned them to death while they were alive. There was no gunshot wounds on on this family, and they just burned them alive. For what? For nothing. And if we think we finished, no. Only yesterday, I was there in Kfar Aza, my team. We thought we had finished. We went to pick up the terrorist. Unfortunately, we do that because it's a creation of God, and we have to respect everybody.
People at home listening to you would probably wonder how you keep going in, but you believe it is a duty to go in and do this. Let me ask you this final question, if I could, Yossi. President Biden is coming here tomorrow to speak with Benjamin Netanyahu. They will be talking about the aims and strategy of how this war progresses. If you had a moment to speak to President Biden about what should happen in response to this, what would you tell him?
I would tell him that Hamas is even worse than ISIS. It's not the Arab world. We have nothing against the Arab world. We have in our organization Arabs, Muslims, Druze, Christians, everybody. I like them, and I would say, give me a family from Gaza, and I'll take them into my house. I have no problem with that. They're suffering because of the Hamas. Please let us finish our job. Please help us to let us finish our job. We can't live anymore with those terrorists. They're torturing their own people, and they're torturing even more our people. For nothing, 6:30 in the morning, when it was a holiday, Saturday, and nothing, I was supposed to be, I came home, the first time I came home was Friday afternoon. My wife didn't recognize me. I'm with 15 pounds. I left the house Saturday morning when it happened, and I came back less 15 pounds. I can't sleep. It's not only me, it's all the people. And I'm asking, I'm begging, please, people, whoever listens to us, whoever sees us, we need a blessing, only one blessing, that we should go home and to raise our children and family normally. Because it's very difficult. I can say I saw things in my life, nothing like this. I never saw piles of 2 children tied in the back, no gunshots, it's all children. They were burned to death. Just burned, for nothing.
It's horrific. Yossi, it is God's work that you're doing, you and your group. Thank you for joining us. It's difficult to listen to, but it's necessary. Thank you, sir.